Hey guys, Sean here with Vulcan Performance. Today we're going to talk about shin splints, and we're going to talk about how we can correct shin splints, or how we can correct the movement that causes shin splints, or some of the issues that may be causing your shin splints. One of the first things I want you to examine your run. If you're a runner and shin splints are causing, and that's often the biggest thing is, oh, I have shin splints, went out and ran 2 miles, so I'm hurting a little bit. I want you to examine your run. Have somebody video you, maybe someone telling you, when you run, there's some things to look for. One of those first things to look for is what I call a hip pop. So while you're running, if you're running from behind and I take a step, and right here, all my weight should be on my left leg. If you see my hip go right here, then I have some weak external rotators, have some weak hip abductors, abductors as well, so I'm not able to stay stacked. Whenever you throw your hip like that, it throws the rest of your body into a bad position. And when we throw our hip, if you can see me from the side, let me kick my shoe off. If you look at the arch of my foot, whenever I throw my hip, it internally rotates my leg, causes that arch to collapse. And when the arch collapses, we lose a lot of the integrity of our foot, so therefore we start relying more upon anterior tibialis, which is the muscle that typically is the one under pressure from the shin splints. So that could be an issue. If you're running, and when you're running you have a big heel strike, the first thing to hit the ground is your heel. That's how most of us run. We want to promote more of a toe or midfoot strike when we run. And the reason being, so while we're running, if we are a big heel striker, so the first thing that hits our heel, the tib anterior, these muscles on the front of your shin, these are the ones that are typically the ones getting hit by shin splints. So, and what these muscles do is they bring the foot up, okay? So if we heel strike, as soon as we heel strike, your foot slaps the ground. All of a sudden, the ground becomes a fulcrum for your foot hitting the ground. Okay, so these muscles have to really contract. They're really having to contract to keep your foot up. So if we slap the ground, these muscles have to pull, but now they're fighting against that fulcrum, they're fighting against that lever of the ground, and the foot's literally slapping the ground. Okay, so they're holding on for the foot to stay up, but we're forcing it down. Okay, this can promote this is an eccentric movement. Eccentric cause a lot of, can cause delayed onset muscle soreness. Eccentrics are really good movements for rehab, but then we're doing this for high reps like we do in running for high mileage, then it's gonna wear out this front end, okay? So instead of that, try to strike more on your toe or midfoot, okay? Toe or midfoot, because therefore when you strike on your toe or midfoot, the shins aren't having this big dynamic movement. They're just kind of moving with the anatomy of the foot. They're using how they should be. So try to promote more of a midfoot to forefoot strike. So with that running, guys, try to check out your hips, see if you have that big hip pop that's screaming, you have some weak glutes, some weak posterior chain, work on that. You can work on it for several different things, a single leg glute bridge, glute bridges, squatting, anything that can really fire up those glutes and be more posterior chain dominant. You can do it to decide that you have more of a rib pop. Bulgarian squats, split squats, things of this nature where you can focus on the glutes on one side, okay? And think about your running form. If you're a big heel slapper, just correcting that running form might do a lot more than with the hips if you don't have much of a hip pop. So kind of examine both. And with the running form, a great way to do this is you can download some apps, some running apps that actually use the cadence of music. So pick a song that has somewhere between about 180 beats per minute. Your mind will set to that beats and it'll shorten your stride length. Think about it, when you have a long stride length, you have no choice but to strike on the heel. When you have a shorter stride length, you can strike on your toes, you're a midfoot. Therefore, those songs come into play that have those high beats. Your mind hits the beat, so every time you take a step, you do it to the beat of the music, you take shorter steps. But guys, give this stuff a try, work on your hips, check out your running form, and see if that can correct your shin splints. See you guys later.